our needs were a prayer point.
Right.
It's not want self. Like you can't even have a want. Nobody's going to look at your face. Our needs like our school fees, Christmas clothes. That's only the time you get something. Those important times like maybe wanting to pay in school. When we bring it to my dad back then, it's a prayer point. You tell you to go and pray that.
Wow.
So that God will bring.
Now I see
so
when you learned that phrase from. Go and pray about it.
Yes, now so there's nothing like want. You can't even have a want. You just have needs that you pray and hope on.
And you must give reasons why you need it.
When you give the reasons, it's legit. It's not here now. Go and pray that maybe something comes up. And then I was praying back. I've been praying since. Oh God, I need this thing to bless my dad.
Hello everyone and welcome back to your favorite show, Money Talk. My name is Flora and I'm your host. And with me in the house I have...
Gozuri.
Hi Gozuri, how are you doing today?
Fine, thank you very much.
You're looking good.
Well, trying.
Well, if you've been following, you would know that Gozuri is a repeat offender on the show. He has been on the show before and we're having him here again today. So
yeah, it's my pleasure to
welcome.
Thank you very much.
On today's episode, we're going to be talking about money trauma. I mean, those things we faced when we were kids. You either grew up in the rich household or in the poor household, or let's call it humble household. So I and Gozuri, we're going to be talking about our childhood and everything that we faced and how money and the management of money and how we grew up as regards to finance has shaped our thinking today.
If we're going to be talking about everything, I don't think the whole day is going to be enough.
Right. And we're just going to touch it. You know, we don't want to shed a tear or two, but, you know, we have tissues, so that's fine. All right. Everybody knows that, especially in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, or let's say Nigeria as a whole, you either grew up in there's money household or there's no money household. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, fortunately for me, like we had things going. We lived in Magodo, GRA, and my mom worked at Shell at the time. So every time she comes back from work, it was always a delight.
Wow.
And you know, she's always coming with toys or coming with like books or like gifts, basically like foods, snacks, and all. So Gozuri,
for us, we're just happy to see our dad like, hey, daddy's back. That's all.
That's all. No gifts.
I mean, gifts. Have you eaten? You pray that they even brought something home for food, for dinner. Wow. I mean, like you're thinking about gifts and toy. I mean, that's not the case for us.
Yeah.
Thank God you're alive and eat.
I mean, life is about phases. Yeah. Sometimes you grow up, you know, rich, and then at some point the money goes, and then at some point the money comes back again, and at some point you have to hustle harder. Well, and it's a roller coaster.
I grew up not having those flow. There was no money till there's money. So
how about now?
I mean, like, do I look poor?
No, you don't. I mean,
thank God. But growing up, it was not a flow like ups and down. It was no money, like, mad.
No money.
Yes, crazy. Like, you don't even think about these flashy things. You just thank God that you wake up, you can see the garri to drink. And maybe there's one beans at night or in the afternoon with garri to...
I feel like if you have money for beans, you're rich.
No, like back then now, I mean, it's something they do once in a while. And then, I don't want to, it's mad.
I know.
Come on now. I passed it and then I thank God.
I mean, it's all a learning curve, you know. You experience these things and then it teaches you how to manage yourself in times of abundance and also how to manage yourself in times of, you know, when there's nothing. I think growing up, it kind of shaped me in a way that I usually think, I think it still affects me so now. Like, I want what I want and I want it now. Do you understand? Yeah. It makes me feel like if I have money, as far as I want something and it's something that I feel I need, I must have it.
Get it.
Like once I see it and that bag or that shoe is flirting with me.
Our needs were a prayer point. It's not want self. Like you can't even have a want. Nobody's going to look at your face. Our needs like our school fees, Christmas clothes. That's only the time you get something. Those important times, like maybe and one thing to pay in school. When we bring it to my dad back then, it's a prayer point. You tell you to go and pray that
Wow.
so that God will
Now
bring.
I see where you learned that phrase from. Go and pray about it.
Yes, now. So there's nothing like wants. You can't even have a want. You just have needs that you pray and hope on.
And you must give reasons why you
Yes, now,
need it.
when you give the reasons, it's legit. It's not here now. Go and pray that maybe something comes up. And then I was praying back. I've been praying since. Oh God, I need this thing to bless my dad, bless my mommy.
Hey, that's so sweet though.
And then maybe it takes
that's something
period of time before they can say, this is it. Like take this one first. Not the whole money. Take this one first.
But at least you had loving parents, and I mean, the main thing is about what they did. How they
that's one of the things that I grew up into my own family. We didn't have money. We didn't have the whole thing, the good life, whatever it is, but I knew there was love. There was so much love.
And that's most important.
We had togetherness. We're doing everything together. We suffer together. The first times the only times I was privileged to eat what's it called now? Meat pie and all those things that we have used now. And it's only when my sister go for a date or somewhere and then she bring some stuff back home. Yes, now.
I mean, for me, meat pie was a Sunday thing. After church, we go to Sensation.
Those times,
or we go to
like 3 of us will share one meat pie, and then you'll be like, "Oh, this thing's sweet, though." But it ends there. I don't feel like God when I go feature this in telephone. No, I just feel like this is who we are. So I was just okay, and then thank God with time, growing up and seeing other people, were able to pull up some things, and then.
So how do you cope seeing your friends like in school who had stuff, or like was your school like?
You know when you're poor, it makes you mature. Yeah, well, as a kid that has nothing, I matured quick. So I grew up quick. I mean, so growing up back then in school, where I was attending a missionary school. It's a school in my church. My church just came up with a school, thank God. So primary school, I was there, and then I met those rich kids. I used to call them bolo now. Like I used to look at them like I'll play you and collect something from you. I was looking at them as the fool.
Like gullible.
Like I was the smart guy now. Yeah. I was looking at all this bread, butter, mommy, I want butter, all this guy. Me, I used to look at them like that. But me, I was the bad guy that was smart. So in school now, just find things like your break time will align now. You're my nigga now. We'll share your break. Yes, now.
And you're not scared if you
back then, my homies, me, I'll go back home and pretend all this ball of my school. Well, homies will not laugh. So this thing is not about them. So when you have problems with what you don't have, it's because you are comparing. There's something you're seeing out there that's making you compare. And I don't know how come I just had that
satisfaction.
Sentiment. Yeah, but with time, growing up now, coming to teenager, I started knowing that I needed some certain things, and then what can I do? I can't steal. I can't do. I started working. Trying to hustle, just be there, go to school. Thank God I started doing music early. So music was one of the mad thing that
good finances.
Helped me.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that these things have a way of shaping. I mean, when I was young, like I and my cousin, I didn't even know anything about love. I basically hated my cousin then because he was always dragging my toys with me. He was always dragging everything. Like my mom and my aunts, like they had to get the two of us like different things like, and they made it so unique to each of us that nobody would say, oh, she took my stuff or he took my stuff. And like I remember when I was like 6 then, I had like a car. Wow. This battery powered toy cars.
Really?
Yeah, I did. I had a truck and I was always cruising with it all around.
I was always driving that to my dream, not in real life.
Oh my God. I was always cruising with it all around. My brother always, and so the thing is that my brother couldn't like, drive it, but I was smarter to drive it, so it was always a pressing thing. So we're always at each other's neck, like who wants to watch the TV? Where's the remote? Fight, toy, fight, books, fight. Like I think the only place we don't fight is when it comes to assignments. Everybody's calm. I mean, and it's made us. It made us like grow up in that way, and then all of a sudden things were not working as well as it used to be, and we had to get used to that reality that now it's no longer what it used to be. And it took a while getting used to. I mean, I feel like it kind of affected me later on. Like I already have that background of get what you want. What do you want? You just go and say, I want this, look at this, I want this, and all that stuff. And now you don't have the finances. So it kind of make you struggle with budgeting, which is something I really, really struggled with. But thank God for it, Nigeria has taught me a huge lesson. Like, if rich or poor, you budget.
Yeah, so
you budget.
the current state.
Do you understand? With the current state of everything right now, you have to budget.
You have to, be rich or not.
I mean,
I just thank God because the story is really, really, really.
Yeah, it's really, I know. I mean, some of the disadvantages of growing in a household where they never lack anything is that sometimes the children don't understand the value of money. And you can just grow up and, money is nothing to you. And sometimes these people, some of them, when their parents, like maybe cut them off at some point because they see that they are overspending, like they start borrowing money from people everywhere.
Yeah.
And they get into debt.
You know what they're borrowing money for? For their wants, not for
things that are not like just maybe like
need to get rolled up, need to get some certain things.
I'm feeling down right now. I need to go to like this club and like ball. Then they will call their uncles or their aunties and say, Auntie, please wire me like 20 million, Auntie, wire me 5 million, and blah blah blah. And that will just be like, Sunday, my nephew, I'll wire it to you now. And they wire it to him and he blows it off. Or because he's usually used to like going to that club, they might even give him like credit.
Yeah.
And so we know you now, you can come back and pay. Your daddy's Omo Babalo Shege. And it just breeds this habit of being in debt. And then before you know, he's taking loans and he's just hooked, like tight necked in debt. Some other ones are like, for the one that didn't grow up with anything, disadvantage. When they have money, they find it hard to spend, even on their needs. Like, they are so scared that if I spend this money right now, what if something happens?
Like, you have to be on guard.
So, always on guard. Like, every 5 naira means something.
You can't move broke.
You don't know where
you're coming from.
Your friends are like, have fun now. It's been 2 years now. You've not touched your salary except from transportation and all that stuff. And this guy has amassed so much money from saving his salary. And they're like, have fun now. Let's go out. Let's travel. Zanzibar, like Zanwito.
Spend which money?
Zankini. Like, spend what?
When you're coming from nothing, you do
everything with your life.
Not to go back there. It's
not a funny state, actually.
It's really crazy.
Not. So then at the end of the day, we just have to be able to, like, calculate our expenses.
Yeah.
50, 30, 20 rule. 50% investment, 30% your needs, 20% your wants. Just find a way to like balance things out, and I think everything will just be okay like that.
Yeah, it will.
Basically. How do you feel?
Well, I feel cool. I feel good.
Do you need a tissue?
No.
All right.
Going back just makes me to value what I have now.
I mean, your voice is shaky, but
forget about that one. Makes you value what I have now, and then seeing where I'm coming from, like seeing where it was.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
No, like I started from the
grassroots. Well, now you're here and you're
rock bottom.
Right.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, we just give glory to like God, and we try and work our ways out of our finances and make good financial decisions, and I feel everything will be okay at the end of the day.
Amen.
Guys, like, we've come to the end of our session today. So I mean, have you subscribed? Have you liked our videos? Have you shared? What are you waiting for? Put on your post notifications so you don't miss any episode. I mean, on today's episode, we've touched something that I think relates to a lot of you, and it's something you'd want your friends to like hear about. So why don't you just like, share, subscribe, and everything?
A lot of good stuff.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff coming up.
Stay tuned, man.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right, guys. This is me again, Flora, and
Gozuri.
Bye.
Subscribe, like, and share. Put on your notification.